Good evening, everybody. How we doing? Welcome. Hope everyone's having a great Valentine's Day so far. If it's early in the day for you, if it's the end of the day, you're probably not watching my stream. You're probably out with someone special. But if you are spending your time with me, we're going to be doing more of Mr. Crabman again today. Because last week, what did we get into? It's a lot more organizational than I wanted it to be. I wanted to get into skinning, but we didn't really do much of it by the end. So I want to focus a bit more on skinning today, actually doing some of that legwork. But before we do that, I'll need to reorganize some stuff. So let's just hop on over into Maya and go through some new things that I've added to my rigging core since last week. I have now got this new functionality where I don't have to specify every single thing for importing, and well, I still need to specify every single thing, but I don't need to specify every single file. Oh, hey Gladnox, hey Umesh, how you doing, guys? Happy Valentine's Day. Hope you're having a good one. Where I've got, so in my standard imports, like every single time you see, like for each dictionary, I'm sort of specifying a file path and the file within it. I don't need to do that anymore. I've got a new system that I've been using, which I don't think I've got anything I can copy from just yet, so I might need to set these up myself. But the idea is it's going to make this much more refined. So we're going to do that with the imports, first of all. And we've also got a aspect of that for the load skin clusters as well, because it's much a similar thing. And you can see with this character, because there's so many damn skin clusters on this guy, this is the main reason I set it up in the first place, because having to update all of these every single time is just going to be a nightmare. So I've got a much more simplified structure to set that up. So let's go and do that now. I need to go to my rigging core, and I'm just going to find the right dictionary that I can just initially copy from and set up within my scene. We've got smart import. Here we go, and we can grab that. Let's go to the crab monster, and let's up this one. In fact, we can probably comment out this one for the time being, just as we set this up, so we can see afterwards just how big the difference is. Happy Valentine's, how are you? I am doing quite good, my friend. I have been busy the past few days, trying to bust out a rig pretty quick for a job. Not using my own rigging framework for once. Using one of the standard ones you find online, which was a bit different for me, but good knowledge to have. So we don't need to specify the file directory. This is already going to automatically associate it with the asset root, which we've already got set up for this character. All we need to do is specify subdirectories. So within my projects, if I pull this up, everything is sort of located under this same area. So all I need to do is specify where all these files are coming from and like sub things, and then we can use that to load these things in. I'm good, except Mastodon banned my account because apparently the Valentine's card I did on stream was too rude, which was the joke. Oh gee, is Mastodon very, I guess, harsh with their bans? Sounds like they might be. What? I mean, I still haven't bothered getting into Mastodon. Like, anytime I looked at setting up a thing, it's just like, oh, you have to go to either the social one or the game dev one or some other one. And I'm just like, could not be asked. I'll stick with Twitter for the time being until it blows up, I suppose. Technical test. No, it was a freelance job, Umesh. That's generally how I earn my income these days. So, subdirectories. This to be. Don't need to be files. We just want it to be under models. Main, I think. So what this is going to do is basically just find whatever is underneath that directory, find the latest version of that file, and just load it in. So it saves me having to update it every single time. All we need to do is make sure that all of these are correct. And this should give us a much neater and easier thing to work with. With just a little bit of editing. That's guides, aims. And last one, guides, just face. I think this should all work. What we can do is we'll just go after import and parent. Oh, and what I can do now, because I've actually fixed this as well, what is it? Reset error, reset build. So each time I actually do a build, keep count a bit on the screen. Now, that is an error. Boom. So now I can count how many times these things happen on the screen. In smart import, check import type. I may actually have to just quickly steal something from something else to make sure I'm doing this right. 1 second, I'm just going to go up to this one. I just need to check something very, very quickly.
It's been...
Yes, that's a new one. I've added a few new ones, actually. Actually, I can... This one's good. This one goes for a while as well.
Hell day. All right. Woohoo! Yay! Yeah!
That is one of my favorite things in The Simpsons. Oh, I'm doing this. Yeah, I've done this a dumb way. Okay, yep. Just be swapping it back in 1 second. You can look at my beautiful face. Just for a tick. Subdirectory. Nice, gonna go AFK for a bit. See you in about 30. No worries, man. Catch you in a little bit. Sorry about that, folks. Just had to steal something quickly from a folder that I am not allowed to go into on stream. We're back. So I think this should work now. What have I done? One build as well. Let's try this one more time. Hey, that worked. Counted a normal error, so that's fine. I'm not going to count that. And everything seems to have imported in. Fantastic. Cool. So we basically go from this huge dictionary list into this much smaller, manageable one. which I think is a big win. So I might just keep that commented out for now, just in case we need to come back to it at some point. But the other one I want to do is loading up the skin clusters. So we got much more in this one. So the one that I want to steal from, or I want to use, is load latest skin clusters. So much the same way, rather than specifying individual files, this one just assumes the latest one underneath a certain directory, and we can use this to do things instead. Do a similar thing where I take this. So geometries, we can specify skin cluster directory. That's already going to be specified for us, so we need to do that. But we do need to specify, because I think these are under, some are under second pass and some are under transfer. So I'm going to need to set up. Wow, that one's still under first pass. Okay. Let's do first pass. And we'll take that one. So all we do is put that in there instead, and now it's automatically going to know where to take it from. And same thing, it's going to be under the directory second pass, and then we find the right geometry, and we can do the same thing. So how many of these are all like transfers, right? Yeah, this is why I wanted to do this, because like updating these every single time is going to be a nightmare. So all of these ones are second passes, so let's copy that just so we can pull these out one by one. 2, 3, 4. Get rid of them. So go with the second pass, and we'll do one. Oops, 2 selves in there. Don't need that. This one will be transfer. So honestly, in the end, I don't think I'm going to need all of these, but this is just a quicker way to like copy and, well, I guess just like, if I do end up changing these in the future, it's much easier to get rid of and add additional loads of these skin clusters, if need be. Man, this one's got way more. Tongue, we got neck, we got arm V transfer, we got arm C transfer, and transfer, we got a lot of hand transfer ones. And last one, transfer. There we go. So you can see we've got, what is that, maybe about 30 lines compared to 89. That's like 100 plus lines, isn't it? Yeah, it's like 100, 120, 110, something like that. Yeah. So much more manageable. So only problem is if you update characters, you just sort of need to like, if you have like say a model update and you need to update a bunch of other geometry and things like that you may be importing, like you just got to remember to do that every single time. So this can sometimes make you a bit lazy, but I think it should be all right. Cool. All right. So with that, we've got the second aspect loaded up. So let's go into let's put an error after deformation so we can test that this all loads in. And if it all loads in, then we can actually get down to the meat and potatoes of tonight. Which is I want to start looking at skinning on individual sections and using them for the character. Let's do another build. So it seems to be loading everything. Already connected head geometry. So we definitely got an error. Hey Riads, buddy, how you doing? So that's load. Ooh, wait, is that not getting? Load latest. Copy. Oh, I've got head in there twice. That would be why. Wait, do we have head, mandibles? Did I just not copy any of those correctly? Yeah, hold on. Yeah, I must have missed mandibles A, mandibles B, and split jaw. Yes, cool, cool, cool. That's something I've added in the week as well. Mandibles, I think this should work now. Liking consistency, man. Trying not to have meetings on Tuesday now when I have a sync call. So when your stream will start right after I'm here. Oh, that's awesome, man. No, thank you for making it a weekly thing. Yeah, I found apparently that's the best way to kind of keep retention on streams is to just do it every single week. So may as well. It keeps me focused on this character because I thought I would be less busy this the end of last week and the start of this one, but turns out I've got some stuff to do now. So I'm still aiming for maybe doing a stream during the day at some point, maybe this week. It all just depends on how like other freelance jobs go. They tend to like come in very late, and it's like, can you do it the next day sort of thing? And I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? I like money. Who doesn't like money? Okay, so let's run this one more time. Ooh. Your own creative routine's the best. Yeah, exactly. I don't know why the Tuesday just ended up being my night for some reason. It seems to work out. So if this goes through, so just to inform. Oh, did it do it again? Combine and copy. Ah, because it doesn't have a skin cluster. Interesting. Oh, that's an error. Unite cause model body temp is not connected. So that'll create a duplicate of, wait, is that actually not connected to anything? Oh, and I think the music has stopped. What have we got? This week is quite exciting. What's going on this week? What you got going for you? You got anything on for Valentine's Day with your partner this evening? Wait, which one? Model body. Oh, why is none of this? Oh, yes, because this is probably executing wrong. The latest skin, and that's probably, nope, that's coming in before. Is it just not loading these? Load latest skin for human body crab here. Oh, I believe because that is a different name. That's probably why. Alright, well, let's just get rid. Do I want to get rid of all that yet? I kind of want to hold on to it just in case. Yes, the only thing that's potentially a problem with this system is if the name of the geometry and the name of the skin cluster you're learning from are different, then it's not going to pick it up because it's obviously not like pointed to the right location. So in this case, let's pull that out. So I think this should work now. Yeah, just for people joining who don't know what's going on, just before I get into some more skinning tonight, I'm swapping over to 2 new systems I'm using for importing and for skinning as well. So they're basically very similar to what they do between them. So basically all my stuff lives in very specific categories, very specific directory structures. There's only one kind of file type underneath them. So all I need to do is, because like our file paths have been specified like a asset directory prior, I just need to feed in like subdirectories and just say load the latest thing in them, and then I'll just import in all those files. Same thing with skinning. I'm just specifying, okay, look in this subdirectory, for all these geometry. If there's a related skin cluster, load on the latest one from there. So it cuts down, you know, if this is a dictionary that's maybe 100 lines long or something like that, into one that's only, you know, just 30 or so, I think, from what we gathered before. So, yeah, quite useful. If in the likes of this character where you've got a bunch of different things that you need to skin and you just need to quickly load them in, saves me from having to update dictionaries every single time and change like to version 1, version 2, version 3, etc. etc. So let me run that and I'll do another build. Hopefully this goes through. We've got Valentine's every day today as usual, but I changed the direction of my bed and this week is going smooth job-wise. Finished a couple of things and I'll start working with a concept artist for a game I've been chipping away. Is that the chicken one you were talking about like ages ago? I seem to recall you working on like a game rig last year sometime. Was it a chicken? It was a bird of some kind, right? And we have a successful build. There we go. Now we can check it's a successful build because let's go into our set joint library. Let's click on the root so we can just get the poses. And if we go T-pose, yeah, okay, everything's loaded on. Sweet. Okay. I can set that here because I can probably start doing some in-file thing. Rigs, skinning. Let's do this. Starting custom skin. Because we did some tests last week with these skin clusters on this guy, which weren't entirely successful. I was talking about doing like split joints for this here, but I think largely the character is just too... What's the best way to describe it? Everything is too close together that it sort of needs to have some cheating going on with the skinning, where it can't be too rigid because there's just too many like softer areas and we're just gonna have to cheat a lot of it basically. So what I think I want to do is rather than doing transfers all the time, I'm going to create a low resolution plane for this leg. I'm going to skin that up, copy it across to this leg on top of the existing skin cluster, and use that to chip away from what already exists, because one thing I'm not liking is we actually want to sort of preserve this to a certain degree, but maybe make the transition a bit smoother. We want to keep this softness in here, but I don't want to have like the spine influencing this upper area. It's okay to have the pelvis. We do actually want to have the pelvis influencing this, because if we just have this fully rotating around, it's just gonna like immediately start intersecting with the body. So this is what I mean by like, you gotta cheat it a little bit. We can't just go full 100%. Yeah, this is definitely rigid. It's tightness. Like we need to, yeah, just tweak it a little bit and make sure that it's like malleable enough to work, but still has enough of a solid sort of feel to it. So that's going to be something we're going to try and look at tonight. So let's pull those legs out. And we're going to go through like segment by segment. So like last week, we didn't really do too much skinning-wise. It was mainly just a bunch of tests, but I think I actually want to commit to some stuff tonight. I just go through like the legs, the arms, see what we can do, and just see what explorations kind of get us, what kind of path it leads us down. Let us. Oh yeah, I want to do the tail as well, because I remembered if you move this around, you get like this big chunk left underneath, which I kind of want to just have weighted under the pelvis as well. Like it's probably going to look awful if it's pulled out too much, but they won't. Well, I hope animators don't manipulate this part too much. Famous last words. But at least if they do, you know, there's going to be something in there to sort of avoid that skinning looking too weird. This one's going to be about growing a backyard garden. Oh, the chicken one, then chicken one for sure. Yeah, I bet a bit more than I can chew with the chicken game. Oh, right. Just grand, lofty goals sort of thing. Scope creep, just immediately ballooning up. Let's do plane. Let's match to here. Let's hide all that. So we got a plane. It's oriented the wrong way, so we are going to apply a parent zero group, just so this plane is now being able to be rotated 90 degrees, nice and easily. Let us remove those subdivisions. So because this is a leg, we can just pull this down. Actually, let's go insert edge loop. Did I do that? Yeah, I did that come up. Just gonna pop one in there so we can pull this down here. So I think we maybe want a little bit of influence from the ankle as well. I still need to get the final model from this dude, so I'm kind of avoiding the feet for a bit, but I think we do need a little bit of ankle movement. I was thinking like, oh, we might not need it, but I think it's kind of necessary. But we can always like add down like an edgy skin layer above and just kind of like pull it away when we don't need it. Put that there. Let's go to side view. We can start evening these out a tad now. So edge loop. We want 3. How many in between each? Maybe 2. Just so we can get some nice distribution. Probably similar with this one. Wow, the upper leg is... No, I guess because it's got these additional segments at the top, that's making it a bit longer. So with that one, we maybe just want to go with one divide in between then, just to sort of make them on even values. Okay, so we got that. And honestly, this is probably enough to get us started. We may... probably transfer something decent and then refine it a bit on this I'm hoping to build my own indie studio to make small story-based games. Hopefully these kind of small games will be interesting to people. But yeah, I started working on more the side project and the things I need. I realized it's a ton of animals that I've never made, and rigs would take a lot of time. With this one, I can build a bunch of biped rigs similar, and I would build a bunch of tools. Yeah, that's a yeah. So you can reuse for the animals and stuff. Yeah, it's a good way of working about it, man. Yeah. Yeah, because yeah, it's one of those things, right, where you always sort of you need to, because just especially if you're doing a bunch of different animals, you need to start somewhere, make sure that's like a solid foundation, and then it's like, okay, now I can build animals with bipedal legs and arms and stuff. And okay, once that's done, oh, maybe I'll do a quadruped, and now we've got that capacity as well. So yeah, it sounds like you've got the right idea for sure. Let's see. So I want to take hip 1 2, hip 1 2, hip 1 2. And I want knee 1 2 and ankle, and we also want pelvis. I think that's all we need. Let's find that. Let's go to NG. Pelvis, and we can start roughly filling in these. Move this over here, don't need it. The outline a bit small. So there's a certain way I wanted to do this as well. I want to make sure the distribution is quite nice across the board. Want that to be there, but we want that to be 50%. So we'll do the knee 1, and knee 2. And then we can set this to 50%. So, as we do some tests, pull that up, maybe a bit more. Actually, yeah, we may need to thin these planes a little bit, actually. They might be a bit too general. And maybe some ankle movement as well. Yes, let's pull that out. Goodbye. Oh yeah, because it's all locked, isn't it? Unlock that. Into world space. Let's delete all the stuff there. Let's shape it a little bit more to the leg, because I'm worried that skinning is going to be pulled in from different areas. I'm probably overthinking it, but it doesn't hurt. We can just quickly go through. Let's hide that arm. Just want to make sure that it's picking up from like the closest points. So these verts will just need to be a little bit closer, just to make sure it's pulling from the right ones. So that should be all fine up here, because it's not gonna really pull from anywhere else, except maybe other verts around it. Let's just quickly do this. And same thing down here. Yeah, I very rarely actually skin stuff directly on meshes. It'll always be creating a proximity or a transfer mesh. Like there's a bunch of different names that people call them at different studios. Personally, I call them transfer meshes because I transfer skins from one to the other. And I think I use like block as a more general term for like just static meshes that I can stream to joints for like the most low resolution rigged possible. So that's the reason why I don't use that there. So let's copy this across. Skin, copy skin weights. And we should see now that gives us something a bit more representative. Nice. Cool. And that'll allow us to blend things and sort of get a gauge on that as well. So, in fact, we might even... Do we want to do that first? We probably want to do twists first. Just to get a general twist down the leg. So we twist it like that. And this one... Did we animate that? Oh, we did. By default? No. Yeah, exactly. I forgot I added that one as well. Yeah, there's a bunch of new commands, guys. Oh, the best command of all as well. If you go, we now have a Discord. If you guys want to join, I'm going to be posting, if you're a sub, that's going to be where you can get all of the downloads and stuff, and also where I'm going to be messaging people about, you know, the stream bar and what people want for their little shelf buttons and things. So I did say a few weeks ago that I was going to give subs access to my first 2-3 crab rigs. So that's where I'll post them. It will probably take me a bit to make sure I give you the appropriate permissions and whatnot, but the Discord is also going to have, you know, announcements for when the stream's going to be on, just as reminders, and just other stuff. People want to ask for help and things like that. I also want to post jobs as well, because I believe... is there a good place? There's probably like other places, but like just I get a lot of studios messaging me saying, hey, you know, do you want to interview for this job in either Australia or elsewhere? So just if I can't accept them, I'll post them there as well, so other people can have like access to like things out there. Or if I just generally see things on like LinkedIn or whatever, I can repost them. So I want to build a little small community, hopefully, to sort of make make it more worthwhile for people. So yeah, keep an eye out there. I will be spruiking that throughout the stream. Any other cool commands? What else do I... Oh yeah, the I think Sam had it before.
It's been...
And the best one of all.
Hell day. Alright! Woohoo! Yay! Yeah!
This one goes for a while. By the way, did that dang Heesling on Insta reach out to you? I don't know how to do VTuber stuff and thought you might be able to help. Not that I know of, Sam. Like, I might have to... Do they like my personal one? Yeah, I know VTubers are actually quite lucrative these days. I had a mate say, like... Because I have a mate who's like... he's a popular like Twitch streamer and animator and things like that. And I met up with him when he was back in Australia a few months ago, and he was saying like VTubers get paid like if it's the right streamer, you can get like $30,000 or something for a rig. I was like, what? I'm in the wrong profession. I need to hard pivot to VTubers, guys. But I assume the chances of finding one that size is probably not going to be very easy, or come by very often. It's people who do like, who they've got their own personas, right? Like the anime characters or whatever, and they just need to be like properly rigged up with all like facts and the different motions and things like that. So, yeah. That's pretty good. And how about this twist? Oop. So what I'm doing is I'm just doing some general twist smoothing. Just using the low proximity mesh just to get a rough idea for what it's going to look like. Just so I can sort of gauge it ahead of time. In fact, actually I might want to put that back to full percentage. Yeah, we'll have to see how that goes. Did I twist that immediately? Ugh. Yes, I did. Let the bend first. Let's do that. Let's do it here instead. So I've got a bit of time to see the knee bend as well. So same thing. Nice thing about NG is you can just select faces, convert them to verts. In fact, I don't think you have to convert them to verts anymore, but I do it out of habit. And you can just go into set weight smooth, and I can just smooth this out a few times until I'm happy. Now, I'm not happy with that because it's smoothing into other zones. Yep. Let's do this maybe a bit more manually. I believe, yeah, we might just have to go. Hip 2. Get that up. And with, so we can change that back later, but just want to make sure there's no other influences creeping in. Still feels like there's influences creeping in, but this should give me only, unless, so we got knee, hip 2. Because this should stay 50-50. Why is that not 50-50? I mean, I can paint these values myself. Should stay in the middle. Alright, fuck that. Let's do it manually then. 1, 2. And we want that to be 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Oh, wait, yeah, because it's not a flat plane, it is going to look weird. That's alright, though. Actually, not be too bad. Let's just leave that as is for now. So, question is, how much of the pelvis influence do we want it to actually have? Do we want it to be fully weighted, or want it to have a little bit of give? I imagine we probably want it to have a little bit of give. Let's come out that, just so I'd be able to see. Now, I think actually we don't want the pelvis to be on this level. We will find the hip 0. Let's just make sure that's going to replace all this skinning up here, just so it follows along with the leg, and we can sort of see what's going to happen, right? So when it moves around, it's going to be looking really good when it's like that, but as soon as like we pivot it this way, it's going to be folding into the body, which we don't want. So what we do instead, rotations. Oh, well, no, zero out all rotations. And we'll go in legs. Should be able to see what's going on. I will hide that. Just hide that for now. So we'll do this as leg. Let's create a new layer, and we'll call this one pelvis. And then we'll call this one ankle. So this will just give us a bit more easy control over the blending, because it's only going to be one influence, which I can just paint in some of these values here. And now it's just going to be like, okay, there's no other values, it's just blending off all of this influence. So, in fact, I can just change that to that. And yeah, cool, that's all good. So I'll probably want to like smooth that a tad. And maybe expand it one. Do another smooth. See, there's a little bit of movement in, which is fine. In fact, we may even want to do something where we scale it down, maybe like 0.75. Just see if that's going to be appropriate. We can always, actually, let's keep that on for now. Wait until we transfer it and see what happens. Same thing with the ankle. Let's add a little bit of ankle influence. Crank that up. Oh, did I bind it? Did I not add... That is zeroed. Why is... Okay, let's turn that off. Let's copy that. 'Cause for some reason... Oh, unless I skinned it in the wrong... We'll transfer the skin, and we'll just transfer the edgy skin as well. Tools, transfer layers, closest point on surface. It'll add all those NG layers above. Get rid of that, and we can go back to... ooh. Wait, why's that one in there? Oh, that's gone. Oh, well. Why is waiting in Maya so much better? This is just because this is NG Skin Tools, and NG Skin Tools is the greatest thing known to man. I think that's going to be one of the main things. That's like, because I don't think game engines are quite there yet, because they don't have proper like skinning tools, right? You can't skin in Unreal or anything. When those roll out, that's going to be interesting. See how they go. But like, NG's got everything cornered for the time being. Like, it's really easy for me to do like a first pass skinning pass on a character in no time at all. Yeah, it's like utilizing tools like NG Skin Tools and R3DS Wrap and stuff just to churn this stuff out nice and quick. So this. Let's grab that and that. There, come to there. Do this, and let's set back to a pose. And that should animate back. Yeah, lovely.
Don't you know the poem?
Oh, thank you
water,
very much.
water everywhere, so let's all have a drink.
I need to make sure my posture is good before somebody gives me a posture check as well. Ooh. So, back to that. That's back to that. Go down. Go up. So I think we don't want to go too high up. Maybe these.
But she's got a new hat.
You know, I've only got 2 hats that I can potentially choose from. I need to add more. If people redeem that more. 1 second. You've seen the Simpsons hat. I'll get my other one. I'll be back. Here we go. Woo! This is my Bunnings Warehouse hat. It's a staple for Australians. I'm pretty sure every Australian male in his 30s probably has one of these, so... There we go. Now I have to wear this for the rest of the stream. That's going to be interesting. Ladies, he's single. I mean, everything is hard when you start out. I think it's pretty easy to get into, but once you start seeing limitations, you start to notice them everywhere. Yeah, I know what you mean, but for example, moving an object's pivot just doesn't have the same options without a plugin. Yeah, like, that's one of the benefits and detriments to Blender, right? Is you sort of, oh god, I'm going to remember that I can't move all my normal ways with this hat on. Is you sort of need those plugins, but once you have those plugins, like, everything... Your mind is expanded, and you can also get them for, like, free and shit, right? Alright, so we got this. Moment of truth. Let's see what happens if I transfer. Actually, before... I don't want to go about this. Okay, what I'll do... I will initialize cluster. I'm going to take this plane, I'm going to select the leg, I'm going to transfer the layers. So you can transfer NG skin tools between meshes that are different meshes. You just have to choose closest point of surface or UV space. Can't choose vertex ID because the vertex IDs will be different. Transfer it over. All the layers will come in, as well as the original one. So what we're going to want to do is keep the original layer, but we're going to use these additional ones that have been created to sort of like only do the more kindness area. So like the soft innards in here we'll keep. So what we might want to do is create a layer. This can be leg over. We can pull these inside of it, and we can use this as a masking layer because this should all work nicely. Although we do have to mirror. So that's a bit soft. That's looking a bit soft. We may have to update the transfer mesh and just sort of... Twist is looking nice though. Twist is looking quite general. But we might have to make a higher resolution mesh just to stop from the influence being pulled in. We sort of want to limit it to much harsher around these areas. So I'm going to do something like that. But how's this looking up here? Not too bad. A little bit of movement. Cool. So let's save this. Make sure it's good. And then move the leg over. Paint that. Place. And we want to like paint off this softer area. So this is just a really easy way of just like loading skins on and off. Or like adding some influence in certain areas but not others. And then we can even smooth that off a little bit. So if I move this, is it going to be... Yeah, we can see that influence is like there, which we can actually turn off as well. But we can do that on the base weights. Let's go. This all like skin, remove unused influences. Oh, it had a bunch of them in there, right? And we can just, for all the ones on the spine, we can just add them to the pelvis. So cut that. Add to existing. Cut that one. Add to existing. Cut that one. Paceway, add to existing. Actually, oh, do we want a little bit of that influence, actually? Is that going to make it look weird? Yeah, it is. Damn, okay, yeah, we do want that influence. Let's see if the undos don't crash everything. Ooh. We should be able to see that sort of like distinction now. Yeah, so maybe we don't want that influence like on this harder area. Good to do. Smooth has gone a bit too far out. So with that, we can just do some manual painting. Hopefully not painting in too much when we already took off. So if we wanted to limit this a bit more, push that right up. Actually, that's not too bad. It's sort of like pushing up enough that there's enough influence. Turn that off, yeah, goes right into it. Do we want to scale this down a little bit? Scale it down 90. 80%. How does that look? Might be just too much because I still want maybe not 80, maybe let's stick to 90. Still a little bit of influence. Let's move that. That. So we should be able to do splits. Ooh, so we've got a little bit of movement. It's gonna maybe brush up against a little bit, but actually that might be coming back. Is that really being pushed up? That much? Damn, okay. I actually have to put that more. There. Push that up. Let's go to pelvis and let's scale this up. case, actually, the front is okay. It's just the back. So in this case, we can do a little bit of manual skinning. Where we pull that leg back again, because that's where the crunching is happening. Pretty sure at the front we're pretty good. Isn't much collisions. This amount of deformation is something I'm okay with. So, all we really need to do is amplify the pelvis skinning on this back area. So we can do that by either scaling up this area, just really easy like that, and buffing it back out with some smoothing. In fact, let's even hide that, just so we can make sure. Just ease that a little bit. Even just pump a quick smooth. How does that look? Oof. It is rather hard weighted there. Smooth that a bit. Pump that up. Ground, I think. This is sort of like the level of pedanticness you get on a day-to-day basis with these sort of more hardcore characters. Where you're fighting over what should influence what and yada yada yada. Alright. So let us do a bit of reworking on the knee area. In fact, I might go grab some more tea, because my tea is gone. So I will just pop on the Be Right Back screen, and I shall be right back in a couple of minutes. It's much harder wearing this hat inside than it is wearing it outside, I must say. Especially keeping it in frame as well. Good for keeping the harsh Australian sun off you. Yes, where were we at? Yes, we wanted to edit this. And what we really want to do, sort of have these in these lines go around. Hey Jesse, how you doing?
Words of wisdom.
Ooh.
Drop that zero and get with the hero.
Hope you're having a good Valentine's Day, Jesse. Let's pull that there. It's going to be more in the middle. This one, I'm going to sort of be oriented that way. Well, actually, this is going to be... pull it down a bit. Just sort of bisect. Just so we're looking a bit better in that zone. And then, how do I want to do this? I want to divide it, I'm pretty sure. Mesh, smooth. Is that going to be enough to work with? This 2 divisions going to be overkill. I think it might have to be, honestly. Let's see. We can transfer. Get a bit more. Let's transfer the NG as well. I'm good, how are you? So, today we are actually doing some skinning on this character for once. And I'm just using my trusty transfer mesh method, just trying to get a good combination of like solid enough for these sort of big chitinous chunks of this crab dude, but also soft enough that everything around it sort of deforms in a way that doesn't cause it to like smash into anything else too obviously. So it's like finding that balance. And I think right now we don't have it on this knee area. So let's add a new one. Let's put this knee. Because it's sort of like pulling too much of this area, right? There's like way too much influence from the knee up here, where this should be like much more isolated around here. So we're gonna have to try and play with that a bit. So the tried and true method of using something as a using something simplified as a transfer mesh, painting that because it's easier and faster, and then we transfer it across. God, okay, I'm just gonna go massive. We might have to paint the twist on the leg again, but that's okay. Let's do knee. We go big or we go home. That's the way to go. Let's be daring. Daring with our skin clusters. It's going to be roughly the middle, probably about here. So we'll do this. It's both of these actually. Let's go 50 on both those lines then. And then from there, you can sort of like select these layers and start progressively smoothing them out until we get something that's a bit more usable. So we want to, we can slowly add a bit more influence, but it's going to be much more isolated. In fact, that's probably enough. These parts are going to be interesting, though. If I could just apply a bunch more smooth to those areas, probably not going to work. But I could always grab these, smooth that out. Let's see what happens when we transfer this. I just want this one to be knee. Let's delete those. Ooh, actually, can I delete that? Thanks. And transfer that. How does that look? That's looking a bit better. It is pinching a fair bit, though. But I think in the like scheme of things, people are probably not going to notice that too much. You want to like maybe do more on the knee split that we've got going on. So in here, under that private, let's go into the rig, the twist chains. We want to go into the leg. We want to go into the knee, and we want to find this base one, because this is the one that's being pulled out. Oh yeah, this is like way not enough. So it's like as the knee rotates around, because we've got twist chains, right? By default, they like just stay on the simplified IK or the FK driving joint chain. But we can then pull what influences the start and the end of the twist chains around, and we can use that. So it's like, okay, the end always stays anchored there, but the start, we can pull that way out, and we can sort of get some interesting deformation out of it, right? We could sort of use this to pull it down here, and it sort of like replicates the notion of a bone, sort of like, because a bone obviously doesn't have that one pivot point, it like grinds around.
The symptoms
Oh,
you
Jesse,
describe
thank you
point
very
to
much, my man.
bonus eruptus. It's a terrible disorder where the skeleton tries to leap out the mouth and escape the body.
No, you're talking.
Oh, and Poo Man Boy, thank you very much for chatting. I like that name. But yes, Jesse, thank you very much for the sub, man. I really appreciate that. I must say as well, if you didn't know already, if you type #Discord into the chat, we have got a brand new Discord server. So people who are subscribed on Twitch get access to a special Skeleton Crew server, or channel, whatever they're called in Discord. And that is where I'm going to post a bunch of content for you guys. So I mentioned a few streams ago, I was going to post the work in progress rigs for this guy on there, like the ones we did in the 1 hour, the 2 hour and stuff, if you guys want to have a mess around with them. So if you get onto the Discord after the stream tonight, I'll make sure I get you guys the proper Skeleton Crew privileges, and we'll start doing that. So you also get your name in the stream chat, the stream shelf bar up there, up the top of the stream as well. And I'm going to give you guys a little shelf button, customizable shelf button. So, yeah. So, yeah, just some stuff to say thank you very much for the subs. And plus, you get access to all the super cool Robbie-based emotes as well. Which, wait, is, yeah, there we go. Poo Poo Man Boy says, "Oh, you are rigging a skeleton. We are actually rigging a crab man. We are attaching him to a skeleton. It is certainly true. With this, actually, what I want to do, let's open up the graph editor. Because I want to tweak these values. Why is there translation on other channels? Why are there things on other channels? Did I key this? No. It's just these two. Okay, that's very strange. Oh wait, did I actually literally key it? No, I didn't. Okay, yeah, we're gonna want to like bump that up by a factor of like 5 or something. No, this one. Eight. Something like that, alright. So we probably want to push this quite far. Just to see, like, the extremities. Yeah, it might go too far in this case. Let's go back and turn these down a bit. Yeah, it's very easy to sort of make any split go too far. I think 8 might definitely be too much. Let's stick to 5. That might give us a sort of a nice middle ground. Is that like intersecting? Kind of is. I still need to learn to rig my models. And you are here making an exoskeleton boy. Indeed. Sure. We're all about the boys. The crab boys, exoskeleton boys. Push this one a little bit more. Maybe I do. Overkill. Oh, no. Yeah, how about if I go really fucking far on this thing? Honestly, that's probably fine. There's going to be limitations to what we consider use. What happens as well? Wait, have I... Oh, I know why that looks like shit. Because I haven't copied it across, right? Yeah, no, I haven't. That would be why. Still pinching a fair bit. What if I screw that? Maybe just smooth a bunch. Another bit. I think something like this is probably okay, honestly. I don't really know how else we're gonna get like everything closing. Just one of those cheats that's like, gets the job done. But I have, of course, as I've gone through that, I fucked up all the twist. So we need to go back and fix that as well. But at least we know we've got something that's somewhat workable. Let's hide that. do I want to do this? Because I'm probably pretty happy with how it was before. I just need to make sure each individual area is split. To be could I just take paste weight, copy that, paste that. Is that going to be too light? Yeah, damn. You know what I can do? If I go back to this one, is... Oh, we threw the chow corrective already as well. That. Let's get all that twist back. Oh man, I keep doing this, don't I? A little bit of extra at the end. That's fine. There we go. That's good. Let's call that twisty. Fuck it, damn it. So that, and we just figure out where the cutoff is for all this deformation, which is about here. Bottom. Figure out where that. There. Then we can cut that. I think nice and smooth. Fairly. We can even grab those areas. Oop. Op. those ones out a bit. Lovely. Now we got something that's a bit more workable. Okay. One thing, we should change the... What did I change those values to in the twist chain? Was it to 5? Yeah, 5. Let's find the twist chain. Which I put under knee splits. And the values are 5 apiece. Let's make sure this is all saving as well. So with these ones, I can merge that down. We can call this leg. Huh. Not with a K. Leg. Let's get rid of these. Transfer that. Oh. Let's put that in there, not under ankle. Thank you very much. New leg, turn that off. These ones we can delete. Let's do the same thing. The knee. Just like with these ones, we just probably delete this one cluster. Yeah, just straight up copy it. Because I ain't got nothing else. Definitely actually could use like... why do I keep making these decisions? It could use that pose interpolator, honestly, to hold its volume more. But I might just say, screw it for the time being. I mean, all of these places could use volume joints to hold their volume more. What happens if I even, like, take out, actually, I could scale that down by, like, 50%. If it looks a bit more stable. But I don't think that's going to work. Just that massive pinching that's going on there. I do like turning that down though. Ugh, it just loses its shape, you know? It's the annoying thing. But, sort of has to. I think. Or can I just, like, 100% weight it to the... Yeah, see? I mean, it's not the worst, actually. About... And 50... Yeah, see? Can't go the full 50-50. Honestly, that's kind of preferable. I could even take away the stuff on the top, maybe. Watch this. Let's see. Oh god, don't crash. Oh, I've got the graph editor open, that's why. Oh boy. Let's see if this crashes my... the corrective joints look smart. Is that one joint parent constrained to the bottom leg and the other orient constrained to the upper leg? Yeah, so it's like it gets a split in the middle. It's actually constrained between the two twist joints, the end of the first twist chain and the start of the second one. So even if we've got this knee split, it can still work. Let's get rid of that. I like how I've done all this back and forth, and I might just be like, ah, fuck it, I can just do it this way. Yep. No, I want knee. No, that one, and we want to distribute. Oh, that's the wrong one. Well, that didn't work. Oh, that's base weights, that's why. That's actually, like, not horrendous. Ugh, man, fuck. It is kind of. Is it? It's just like this section under here with all that clashing. It's like, it's fine if the leg's here, but when you push it really, really far, then it clashes like crazy. What happens? Well, okay. Last experiment, I swear. I swear, like, we did this last week and it didn't work. Or I didn't think it worked. Add that influence. Because I'm pretty sure if I just do this, like, 100%, it ain't gonna look nice. Oh, fudge. I want to do that in the bind pose as well. Like I was spending all this time on just the legs. This is like the level of minutia we're getting to. C'est la vie. Such is rigging. So if we just do that. Yeah, see, that doesn't work. Because it just pulls away, you know? But if we do that 100% to the knee, and then do maybe like small incremental additions, what does that do? We just add like 10% each time, 10% influence. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. Actually, 1, 2, 3. It's like you sort of want this upper part to be that, but then the bottom part to be weighted to the bottom. That kind of doesn't look too... That might not look too crazy. Best of both worlds in a way. Does it look on that side? You know, I can probably live with that. We still got that in the right section. Okay. Since we've messed this up very thoroughly, let's make sure all the mirroring is correct. Pelvis, ankle, leg, and that is not working because we don't have the knee. Zero. We should make sure that mirrors. Yeah, there we go. Cool. Let's say, for the love of God, for the love that all of that is holy. Select you, and of course the knee split ain't gonna help on that side. Yeah, the leg gets to like there and then it can't bend anymore. Cool, I think I'm okay with that. Let's leave that. Let's go back to a pose. Let's save that. Maybe do a quick test with the hips. Just make sure the pelvis is weighted pretty nicely. Yeah, that's better. So we got some squishiness. Everything's like nice and soft in that area. Everything's moving around, but it doesn't influence the harder areas. And we pull those out, so there's a little bit of give in there, because if it was weighted 100% to the legs, it would crash into the pelvis. We can go up pretty high. There's no real intersections. This is what I call the RoboCop problem. I wonder if I can show that, actually. I talked about that on stream. RoboCop. Was it Mortal Kombat 11? Yeah. How can I pop this out? How do you pop out YouTube player? Settings. Or is that a YouTube Red thing only? Well, not YouTube Red. What do they call it these days? It's a browser. Oh, it's a browser thing, is it? Ah, crap. Ah, it doesn't matter. I can just pull it over. So RoboCop, his design doesn't really like necessitate. It's a similar thing with the crab legs, right? Where if it's just fully weighted 100% to the legs, right? This is gonna pull up and start intersecting with the body. So this is something that I've always seen. You can see how that's like it's deforming to the waist as well. You can see that sort of like squishing of deformation in there. And I'm not saying this is bad at all. This is just where I just notice it in the character. And this is like just one of the limitations of like RoboCop himself. But you've got that, he's like a robot character with some very nice softness around that area, just to sort of compensate. Same issue I'm having, where it just, you can't, it's just like a limitation of the design of the character, you know? So, but that's the thing, like, nobody notices it except, you know, nerds like me. But Mortal Kombat 11, like, oh, like, fucking beautiful game. Amazing face rigs, amazing body rigs for all these characters, you know. Yeah, the guys at NetherRealm certainly know their shit, I must say. They can get around these problems very well. Okay, so we got that. We did want to do a bit of the tail stuff as well, right? Let's make sure this is set to... Cute. Futuristic rubber metal. Well, because, like, you think about it, when it's the costume, right? Like, obviously the costume would be, like, pushing out against the guy in the suit, or the guy in the suit wouldn't be able to move that way, but you can't say that for a fighting game. Like, they need to put it through as much as they can, so just like, you know, just gotta do it. Just gotta deal with it. And because it's a game, because everything's moving so fast, like, you don't pay attention to it. It's a smart distribution of resources. Where did this go? Out. I think I've got... ooh, Simpsons quote request. Oh, Studio God, hey, how you doing, man? Do you have an episode you'd like me to quote from? So any episode from season 4 to 8, I can probably pull up. Even, you can maybe go to like 10, 9 or 10. Well, actually, 10 might be pushing it. Yeah, 4 to 8, those are like my prime. I can give you a Simpsons quote from those. Hank Scorpio. Yeah. At the Globaz Corporation, we don't believe in coats. We don't believe in walls. In fact, I didn't even give you my coat. What's a good ones? Make you strong like Popeye, Popeye, Popeye-in, Popeye, Popeye-in. So long, Stinktown. What is my favorite Hank Scorpio quote? Oh, and he's like, you got any cream? And he like goes into his pockets. Oh, no, you got any sugar? And he's like, yeah, he pulls out sugar in the pockets. You want any cream? No. I don't have any Hank Scorpio episode quotes on my stream, do I? That's a good one to go to. Is this album nearly... Oh, sorry. So... somewhere here, we got the tail. Tail transfer. Similar vein. In fact, we might not even need to transfer this. It's going to be the same thing. I should just fucking paint it. Pelvis. Do I have any pelvis rating? I do. Excellent. It would be nice to have, like, nice, even 50-50 distribution down the middle. Have I animated that? Nope. So let's grab you. Pull that out. Ugh. Good golly, Miss Molly. Do want to do a transfer, but like a much simpler one, where it's like plain. Sort of get that, like, is that going to be the best way to go about it? Probably. Yes. Actually, we probably want this to be a cube. Building, mesh, extrude. Scorpio, you're totally mad. I wouldn't point fingers, you jerk. Yes, yes, this is gonna work. Well, famous last words. Don't say it's gonna work before you try it. Okay, and we can... Oof. Let's do that. Let's mirror that bad boy. Let's combine them. And let's merge them. Great. Now, I can do... transfer from the tail. Oh, did that actually merge them? Kind of rough in the middle. Oh, okay. Maybe I'm just hallucinating. Yes, let's fix that. Copy to the tail. Skin, copy skin weights. Oh, actually, I should probably do that from a clean tail without that. Delete that layer. Oh, I didn't do it on that layer, did I? Ugh. Poop. Okay, well that's an easy fix. Delete you. Go back to tail transfer and just copy it over here. We back, baby. Then do the same thing. Copy to the low poly. And we should have that stretch a day. Oh, wait, did I? Oh, I didn't delete that, did I? Tail transfer, skin, copy. Alright. And we should be able to, on a new level, new layer, weight these areas. Right. It's attached to the pelvis. Yeah, that goes out like so. Ooh, what did I just... Oh, piss. When was the last time I saved? You know what? This is the first time Maya has crashed on stream, I think, guys. Whew. What a data. I need yeah. I need not an error. I need a crash one as well. Ugh. All right, give me 1 second. I'll get this back open. That's absurd. I so rarely get Maya crashes. This is like uncharted territory for me. And of course now it's taking its sweet time actually, like, oh boy. Yeah, it's actually taking its sweet time crashing as well. But I think I didn't save too long ago, so we might be alright. Oh, how's everybody going in the meantime? Anybody got big plans tonight? This evening for folks who are still in the middle of the day, or it's just turning into the morning? Creatures, animation, nope, not animation, anim rig, skinning. Ah, I did kind of save a while ago. 1109. Yeah, that was like 10 minutes ago. Shit! Could be worse. Could have lost all the skinning work I've done tonight. Alright, we back. Let's go back. We're back in action. Let's grab this. Let's go to the A pose. Oh yeah, so I basically have to recreate that tail thing. That's not so bad. We can deal with that. Questioning whether have app go through all my Hinge contacts and be like, you don't have to be alone on Valentine's Day. Oh, is Hinge the best app for that? Be Tinder, you just gotta swipe, swipe, swipe. Might get feedback from my job application, but otherwise, what kind of feedback are you expecting, Sam? Like, do they normally give feedback? Have you requested it from them? Yeah, that's good. Okay, cool. Let us public model. Well, let's just do that. Let's take that out. Hide the model again. Hey, Lucas, how you doing, buddy? Welcome, welcome. Oh, by the way, guys, if you didn't know, I'm going to keep spamming this all night long. We now have a Discord server. If you type !Discord in chat, you'll get a link to it. So this Discord server is where I want to post a whole bunch of cool stuff. If you're sub to the channel, you get a bunch of exclusive stuff as well, so make sure to join that community if you're not already. We're starting to get it set up now, so I'll be posting cool things like, you know, cool showcases of rigs, jobs that I know are around and about and things like that. So get in now while the getting's hot. I'll be sorting out people's permissions and stuff after the stream. If you are subbed. Yes, if there's a place you want to ask for help and stuff as well, and it's not on stream like right now, I've got a little section in there as well. So it doesn't just have to be me responding. If anybody else knows as well, like some solutions to problems, go for gold. Let's see. Okay, so we're gonna do this again, and I'm gonna be like, well, actually, let's save up. Let's do this as more skinning post crash, just so we get a separate file, just in case. Man, I did something to my finger bouldering this morning. It's like bruised and painful. Oh, it sucks working with it. And I'm going bouldering again tomorrow morning, so, I mean, I'm my own worst enemy. How do you set up those rules at the beginning? Wanted to do that for myself. I believe it's roles and permissions, Sam. Like, I mean, I'm a complete boomer when it comes to Discord, so I just watched a bunch of tutorials. I think I literally just searched, like, Discord server 2023 or something, and, you know, watched a YouTube tutorial and went from there. Okay, so we got this. Let's Tres preguntas. That is, oh, damn it, did I? Wait. Yeah, let's undo those. Oh, excuse me. I'm going to expand this. Spit up. I can do this. actually, I'm gonna do it the other way as well. Alright, from here. Oh god. Let's fix that. Copy the skinning. And pretty sure it was an NG thing that happened. It was just like on a when it crashed, I mean. I think it was just not picking up the right verts or something. Or I had like multi-meshes selected and was trying to paint on multi-meshes and it just went. I think that's why it died. Oh wait, no, we don't want that one. So we want this to be. We want this part. Yeah, yes. Wrong way around. So that sticks there. That comes with. And let's make sure. Let's get the mirroring set up now. I don't think this has got a left or a right side to really worry about. Those are both sides, and all I need to do is select. Did that? Oh, okay, that's alright. This is okay. Let's see if this even works. That's going to be a little bit skewed. Like, oof, do I want that? Not really. And I'm doing this all for very, like, reasons that are probably never going to come up. Alright. Call this one pelvis. Transfer. So let's transfer layers, closest point. Get rid of the base one that comes along with it, but we want to keep that pelvis one, and then we can like limit it to only here. By selecting it, painting it, and doing the layer mask. Flood that so it's 100%. So that should only stick to that. Now, does that even look any good? Okay. So that part actually should come along with as well. That's good to know. So mainly just, yeah. It's even like there should be a triangle, not cube. So tell you what, let's do this again. My lord.
Now, boys and girls, who knows what this is?
Triangle. I've been using a cube. Ain't use for this cube.
Here is an ordinary square.
Whoa, slow down, egghead. So that pulls. Yes, it does. I want to smooth this out. Something like this. Very good. What happens if we... Ooh. Oh, is that even just gonna make it about the same? Kinda is. That's kind of better. Let's see. Saving. I like how we're just staring at this crab's crotch for hours on end tonight. That's what you want to be looking at on Valentine's Day. Crab junk. Crab Junk's a good name for a band, actually. I should add that to my band name list. Oh, no. Is that the new one? Yes, it is. Oh boy. Let's go to the mask. There we go, that's a bit better. Something like that I'm probably okay with. Just kind of fits everything together. Ideally, they shouldn't really, like, push it around too much. It would be like you move these ones around instead, but I think that's fine. Can't see everything inside. Cool, alright. That's a tail. Let's save that. What's the next part we want to look at? Actually, I do want to get a bit of... Do we have... Under... Delete me... Got human body crab geo? Is this the one I'm using? Is that the one I'm using? Maybe. Got the original human body. We've got that one that's split off, and we've got it pulled into the shape of the crab. Yeah, okay, so I think it is that one. I was gonna say it would be good to add some lower arm clavicle movement. It's like a person wearing like a weird Power Ranger suit. Just the way this is wrapped to the character. Ay, ay, ay. Does this have... It's a straight up transfer. I haven't refined this at all. I want to go up. I'm going to grab 1, 2, 3, 4. Because we want these areas here to sort of like move around with the body. That's something I wanted to do as well. Because I think right now, we hide that. If we were to see the model, pretty sure right now if we move these clavicles, like the arms will move, but nothing around them will move. So we just need like a little bit of like sympathetic movement with everything else, which honestly might be kind of hard to balance around these two areas. But just so like if they want to just move the clavicles a little bit, it's just going to give a little bit of skinning, a little bit of movement along with it. Just test out what that's like. So what's going to be the best way for me to like determine that? Probably if I like tweak those. That. B. And arm C. Arm B. Oh yeah, because damn it, that's not moving, is it? I guess I do want to bring the actual arms out. This could be like nowhere to move. You can't move them too far forward because it's going to clash into the other arms. Interesting way to explore the limitations of a character is to get into this like finite amount of detail. And let's zero that out. Let's move it up a bit. Let's see how that all goes. So, from that, I've got this little patch that is moving around. That I basically just want to smooth out a lot. Save. I'm going to keep on saving. I've been burned one too many times. Mm. And by that I mean I've been burned once, and that is enough. So just want to like just around this edge. Pat, 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 pat. Lots and lots of clicks. Clicking ASMR. I wonder if there's like... People should definitely start like a rigging ASMR channel. Here we paint the skin weights. And here you hear the tactile clicking of my mouse as I buff it out. I gotta stop because that's creeping me out. I'm creeping myself out. That definitely wants to be pumped up more. I think I'm not smoothing it out far enough. Oops. Like interfering with the scaps and shit. Cooking with gas. The main part that's going to be hard about this is fighting between the two areas. Let's just overlay that completely. We can add it back to the other side of the lane. So how does that go? Push them around, up, down. Maybe even just do boop. Or was that too much? Let's do one boop. Over the smooth. How harsh. Okay. What we may even want to do is just see how that looks. Just gives a little sense of like, ooh, there's something going on here. Things are moving around. But then when everything else is over the top, I think it'll like sort of hide it. Definitely need the scapula to sort of be following along, but that's the kind of additional movement that I wanted. Alright, I'm pretty happy with that. So we just need to do it for the other arm as well. Maybe a little bit more distribution around the front area. Yeah. What do we got? I haven't played in a while. Good. Yes, let's push that a little bit more. And now, Cena. His name is John Cena. Has anybody here seen the Fast and the Furious films? Is anybody excited for Fast and Furious 10, which is coming out in a few months? Or the first part, I'm sorry, of Fast and Furious 10. Because I am hyped. I can't wait to learn about family again. Okay, got that. That can move around. Let's zero that out again. I think I've stopped at like 6 or 7, but they make a 2-part. So they've made 9 of them so far, and part 10 is going to be a 2-parter. I think so. You know how like all the ends to huge franchises are like 2-parters? I think that's what they're doing with this one, like Harry Potter and what was it? Hunger Games did that as well. Twilight, all the important ones that you need to put into 2 movies. Has a Tesla been in Fast movies yet? I don't think they have. Be good because they could just like this cars could just plow through a bunch of pedestrians. And it's like, I gotta stop the Teslas. They have to stop Elon Musk from murdering a bunch of people with his cars. Then why is Cool as Ice not a part? Yeah, exactly. I reckon he should revisit the franchise, the Cool as Ice franchise, all these years later. It's what the fans demand. You know what? It is like today being Valentine's Day. Today's the best day to watch Cool as Ice. Find your special someone, get some popcorn, get some wine, some cheese, sit in front of the couch, put your feet up, and watch Cool as Ice. And just enjoy the romantic ride. I really enjoyed the first one. The rest of them I only watched with friends. I think I never watched 3, 7, 8. See, yeah, like it gets so hard to like remember which one is which. Like I could not distinguish from like 6 to 9. I'm pretty sure. 5 was the one that was like the best, where they steal the safe and stuff. I think. I remember 3. It's Tokyo Drift. The meme one. Yeah, but they're all just like so sincere, you know? Vin Diesel is he just loves making his films about family, and you can't help but love him about it. Love him for it. It's the same with like the Wachowski sisters and the new Matrix movie. Like, I think it was only one of them who did the latest movie, but it was just like they wanted to do what they wanted to do, and they made another big movie about love and everything, which is like all the same as their other movies. It's just like, I appreciate that, you know? I haven't seen Cloud Atlas though. I hear it's a little racist. Got some questionable things, but it's all about love, you know? I don't think, title-wise, anything can be cooler than Too Fast, Too Furious. Exactly, yeah. I think, what was it? Fast 8 was Fate of the Furious? So that was like F8, Fate of the Furious? That's kind of good naming as well. I like to watch Fast and Furious in the correct order and start with 3. Yeah, you want to go like chronologically. Or something. Although that might not be... Is that the start? Because Han comes in. I think like 4 or 5 are prequels, technically, to those. Let's smooth all this out. Is anybody hyped for the new, like, the Flash movie that's dropped? The trailer that dropped for it came out the other day. What else came out? Guardians of the Galaxy 3 trailer or something? Quantum Mania's out this week, right? Are we all too fatigued on superheroes? I just like how DC is like fully committed to the Flash movie, even though I guess what's the guy who plays the Flash is like a crazy person who's been on a bunch of crime sprees or something recently, but they need it to like reset the cinematic universe so they can do the new James Gunn stuff. Spider-Verse hype, yeah. I got into Dune. Yeah, Dune's a good universe. Haven't watched the Super Bowl trailer yet, but I heard there's 2 Batmans. Yeah, I think they're doing like, they got the old, what's his name? From the 90s Batman. What's the actor's name? Damn, why am I blanking on his name? Michael Keaton, that's it. Because he's fantastic in The Other Guys. I love Michael Keaton. Other Guys is the best comedy of all time. I'm wondering if I'm pushing this too far. Soften that head. So push that in. Okay, maybe influencing a little bit too much. Put it in here. Let's take that away. And let's smooth out this area. Oof, is that still gonna be too much in there? Honestly, most theater movies now just make me feel tired. You don't miss going to the theater, Studio Gold? Hype for Breath of the Wild 2 Tears of the Kingdom. You can build vehicles. Interesting. Yeah, no, I've tried to get into Breath of the Wild so many times now. It's always like one I bring my Switch on holiday, like I'll try and play it, but I never play it in between, so I always forget the controls. I'm like, okay, I'll start the game from scratch so I can remember all the controls and enjoy it from the beginning. But I've done that like 3 times now, so I've just accepted the fact that I'm never actually going to play Breath of the Wild all the way through. Watched Puss in Boots. Oh, I hear Puss in Boots 2 is supposed to be fantastic. But yeah, I need to like just fucking sit down and watch it because I have not done that yet. It's been on my list of things to do for a while now. I really just want a little bit of influence. You know, I'm probably okay with that amount of influence there. Yeah, it's influencing that area a fair amount. Alright, let's see how this all looks. Ooh, do I have mirroring set up? No, not on this one. What's the time? Oh, it's getting kind of late as well. I might have to leave this as the last kind of touch up. Let's just see how it looks. I just think they didn't use the frame rate drops very well, but it's pretty and the story is solid. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I've heard it's visually very, very good. What's another? I need to watch the Pinocchio, the Del Toro Pinocchio as well. I've heard it's great. Yeah, all these films I just need to catch up on. Oh boy, did I move that out of its socket? Just how it looks. Right, it is, okay. Skinny plates. Crash, thank you. There we go. There's some intersections and stuff, but what can you do? Now we got some like, ooh, a little additional movement in there. Woohoo. How does that look with both sides? Let's go. Start. Ooh. Maybe want a little bit more around the front there, just to sort of overlap that area. The back's doing all right. Yeah, sick. Okay, I'm very happy with how this has turned out. Actually, this is quite a good improvement. Let's go to the C. Turn off. Ooh. We're just gonna push it forward there, and we're just going to push it in just a tad more. Oops. Oh boy, did I do that wrong? Like smoothing the wrong thing. Love the villain. introduction, especially in Puss. Yeah, I've heard the villain is a really good part of the movie, the wolf dude. I think, gotta go work. Good luck with the... Oh, thanks, Studio. Thanks for dropping by, Studio Go. Hope to see you again soon. I believe the guy who... Or one of the folks who work on the CG Monk tools is doing a wolf rig for... or like a fan rig for the wolf character from Puss in Boots. What's his name? Josh something? Josh Burton. Yeah, if you guys don't follow him on Twitter, or go to CG Monastery as well, they do the CGM rigs and stuff. Like, they got a really cool sort of like proxy rig style where they just like build their own models and things, so you don't even need like a model to work from with their rigs. And I'm pretty sure, I'm not sure if you have to pay for their tools. I'm not sure if it's open source as well, but they got a really cool way of working. I'm always very jealous of how like nice their rigs look. They're just visually very appealing rigs. So yeah, would highly recommend checking out those guys if you haven't. In fact, I think I've spruiked them on this stream before. Again, just because I'm so envious of how good their rigs look. Okay, that's a bit more general now. Lovely. All right. So, let's figure out what we actually need to save. Because I probably want to save some of the NG. Sorry, I definitely can post in chat. Was it CG Monastery? I think that's like their official Twitter account. Yeah, the wolf's looking sweet. They have some process with like these proxy models. I think you can lay out a bunch of like NURB circles and it like lofts between them, and it's just a really quick way of like setting up like quick animal structures for like quadrupeds, humans, any kind of animal. Which is something I thought about as well, but in the end I just like opted for just kind of like cutting up existing geometry sort of thing. Yeah, like the downside of my stuff is sort of need an existing thing to work from. Is it M gear based? I thought it was its own unique thing. CGM. CGM? CG Monastery, that's all. CG Monks or something, I think it used to be called. M gear would be the stuff by Miguel Santos, right? I wanted to drop by for a little bit, but I gotta go. Thanks for the chat. Take care. No worries, Lucas. Catch you around, buddy. Hope to see you in the Discord. How much time is 12? It's midnight now. Yeah, I gotta wrap this up. So we don't need the arms. We do need the human body. We want the tail, and we want legs and knees. Let's group those, so I remember that. Let's get rid of that. So, skin clusters. Second pass. So all of these, although the human body crab is technically a transfer. Let's do that for that one. UI skinning. Let's pop that there. So we'll select this one. It's definitely named correctly. Yes. If you save, that should add a new one. And we also want to save the NG for that, just in case. basically what I'm going to do, I'm going to save out these skins, I'm going to load them on, we're going to do a quick build, make sure the rig runs through, and just check they work against the animation rig. So that's under transfer. So let's, oh, we've also updated the knee splits, which is good. We can unerror that. Go into... So we're not doing that one anymore. Let's put that in there. So we can grab the latest instead of having to refer to a certain one, because that's not under first pass anymore. That's all good. Okay, that's done. Let's save out the tail. Tail we can save under second pass. That's a new one for the tail, because I believe we were copying it across before. Model tail. And then we can find the one where we were copying it from before. This should be like a copy skin cluster. Yeah, we can get rid of this one now. So we're editing it directly. And we've got the legs and knee. Do I want to save out the tail NG? Yeah, probably. Always pays to have those just in case. Need to find a way of automating the NG skinning, saving. Not that it takes much effort to do that, it would just be a little bit easier. Okay, so with that, and we want to do the legs and the knees in much the same way, although we don't need to save out the NG for the knees. They are under second pass. Let's save that. Those. And with that, we can save the NG for the legs. Oops. Oh, God, every time. NG skin. Lovely. Right, save that. Make sure that's all good to go. I think I've cleaned up everything. Close that. Browser off to the side. And we can do a full build. Let's see how that looks. Sweet. Hope for the best. Ah, I haven't done that many builds tonight. Is that number 6? Yeah, there you go. Ooh. Well, that's if this one completes. It is going to be loading onto higher resolution meshes, so it might take a little bit longer. Copy. This is certainly going to take longer as well. Okay, completed skin clusters. Let's put in the animation rig. 65 seconds, not the worst. So now, should be able to grab the likes of that. Ooh. Honestly, for like, it's working pretty good. I think it's just lucky, just like the kind of folds and everything that go around with it, that it just kind of like holds up. Got this one. Ooh, that maybe needs a bit of love up in this area, depending on how far people push it. Yeah, definitely needs some love on the scapula, but that's to be expected because we're going to be updating that shit anyway. How about this clavicle? Everything still holds up. Pretty good. Okay, so we did that. The tail. We should be able to pull that up now. Ooh. Oh yeah, the tail has like a weird normals issue. But if we wanted it to go like directly out behind the character, they can do that now, and it's still going to be attached to the crotch. Wunderbar. And last but not least, let's do... Oh god, I need to check the color for these as well. Yeah, what are the stuff I can do to further improve that? What about twisting? Twisting's pretty good. Holds up pretty good. We can raise the leg pretty high. Yeah, this stuff. Yeah, even that. We might want to like add a split joint in there to like ease some of this extreme volume loss. That's something that can be looked at as well. You go back, doesn't collide. And if we move the spine, it's nice and isolated. Same thing with the other side. Cool. This is definitely giving me some food for thought. Some of the more key areas. Like there's a lot of like volume loss going on around like in this area as well. I think it just kind of comes with the territory though. You just want sort of like a joint that's anchored in between that doesn't go up and down at the y-axis. Just sort of like split it evenly without the bulge, but I think that's fine. Cool. Oh yeah, I also added some like additional mandible controls the other day, which I don't think we ever talked about. It's like can move other things. I was also talking to someone on Twitter earlier, an animator, just about like mirroring controls and stuff, because you can. We've talked about this on stream before. If you have like groups above that are in the negative axis, like if you do all of them in the negative axis for like FK controls, you can maintain mirrored rotational and translation, so long as you're using like object space or whatever, which can be quite useful. Apparently there's just some issues with like if you're trying to match via the matching tool or whatever, it can maybe mess it up a little bit, but yeah, I think there's a huge benefit to it. So he's got like, alright, he's got his little flaps and stuff now as well, so add some extra stuff. Cool guys. Well, that is pretty much it for this evening. I need to get some shut-eye before I'm up nice and early for bouldering. I just caught up some trailers, Mario film. Oh yeah, the Mario one is, that one was really good. I'm actually kind of looking forward to the Mario movie. The Indiana Jones, I've never really watched much indie, so I can't really say too much about those ones, but it looked interesting enough. But for one more time, I'll just pop the exclamation mark Discord in the chat. If anybody out there wants to join the Discord and hasn't already, that is your link to do so. Maybe there's going to be a whole bunch of stuff in there as well, especially if you're subscribed. And I will get, it's probably not going to be tonight actually, it'll probably be tomorrow when I get a chance to hook up all the stuff and send some things through. But
I'm seeing
yeah.
double here. 4 crusties.
Thank you very much. We're going to do the whole standard bunch. What happens if I do 2 in a row? Does it just chain them up? Oh, it does. Fantastic.
Well, see ya.
So we'll try and be back in action same time next week, folks. A week after Valentine's Day. thank you very much for joining tonight. Hope you guys have a very good rest of your Valentine's Day, and I will catch you next week. See ya.